guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Daya Monet. Thank you for tuning in to yet another video. So in today's video, we'll be talking all about how to actually stop caring what people think about you. We all know it's human nature, for us to want to be well liked and accepted by our peers. However, this can also be your downfall. Like, you can never truly live authentically and live free if you're constantly worried about what the next person has to say about you. Like, we have to stop seeking approval from people who actually aren't even adding any real value to our lives, like strangers. So in this video, I'll be providing you guys with some different tips on how to, grow in this area. Like, we know it's not gonna be overnight. I still struggle in this area, but I'm here to provide you guys with the foundation so you can start being more intentional about, strengthening your mind and really not caring about what other people think about you. So let's get into it. First and foremost, you need to know who you are for yourself. If you don't have a strong sense of self and of who you are and what you represent, you're going to be easily fazed by what people have to say about you and what you're doing. And honestly, the reason why a lot of the times you're so affected by what people have to say about you is because you secretly believe them. You don't know yourself enough and trust yourself enough to be able to distinguish between what's true and what's not true. But instead, you're letting these people who have no real authority over your life speak over you and tell you who you are. And I once saw this sermon where the pastor said, their rejection is confirmation of your self-hatred. And I just thought that was so deep because it's so true. Like, honestly, the only reason we're getting so upset about what people have to say about us is because deep down we have certain insecurities and limiting beliefs about ourselves that we're allowing people to speak life into. Like, these insecurities, being things such as like around your body type, like somebody's fat shaming you or skinny shaming you, marital status, like, dang girl, you still single? All these different things that deep down we might be struggling with, what type of car you drive, how you dress, that we're letting people get to us about. And that's why it's so important for us to do our work and to heal and know who we are for ourselves and not need external validation. Because as long as you have those active insecurities brewing inside of you, people are constantly going to be able to trigger you and get a rise out of you and upset you and have you doubting yourself and who you are. So it's so important to be very intentional about the messages you're feeding yourself, and therefore you're not going to be as affected by what people have to say about you because you already know who you are for yourself. And on that note, you have to stop letting people put labels on you, because if you really don't know who you are for yourself, whether you realize it or not, those labels are going to start to integrate into your subconscious, and you're going to start embodying them and playing them out in real life. Like, if someone's always telling you like, oh, you're so shy, you're going to start to become self-conscious about it. So you're like, oh, I shouldn't even go to that networking event. I'm going to look shy, I'm going to stand out, I'm going to look awkward, and it's just like you end up self-sabotaging yourself because of a label someone put on you. And even if you are shy, some people will try to put like a negative connotation on it, but you can't let people dim your light. And then another example would be, if you're trying to pose for a picture, living your best life, minding your own business, so like, oh girl, you look awkward trying to pose like that. Next time you try to pose, next thing you know, you're like, oh, well, I don't know, I don't want to look awkward, so let me try this. And you end up looking awkward anyway because you're so worried about trying not to fit into someone else's mold of you, and it just ends up backfiring. And sometimes it can even be your own family and your own friends that are being toxic and giving their unsolicited opinions about yourself and your life. And if you don't have a strong sense of self, you're just going to conform to whatever they have to say about you. So you really have to be very intentional about who you keep around you. Like, the people in your circle should look more like your future than your past. Like, you have to have people that are there to motivate you, speak life into you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take feedback from people. Like, constructive criticism is a good thing, but you can tell when people are being ignorant or it's coming from a hateful place. You can tell the difference between a genuine oh, I'm just trying to help you out in this area, and when people are self-projecting or hating on you, or like I said, trying to fit you into a certain mold or give you a label. And you have to stop seeking validation from people whose shoes you wouldn't even want to be in the first place. Like, you have to stop letting people dictate how you should live your life when they're not even qualified to speak on your situation in the first place. A lot of people are not self-aware, if y'all don't know that already, okay? So you're gonna have to be able to detect for yourself and be like, okay, yeah, like, I wouldn't even want to be in their shoes. They're not going where I'm trying to go. They've never been where I'm trying to go, so why would I give their negative opinions any life? Like, you really have to think about that. Like, don't let someone who's not even brave enough to start their own business shut down your business idea. I know sometimes, we want to be able to, confide in people and, seek advice from like our close counsel, like parents, friends, but not everybody, like I said, is self-aware. Like, some people are hurting. Some people are going to be resentful that you're stepping out there and doing, what they, like I said, never were brave enough to do. So they're going to project that hateful energy, that negative energy onto you. And another example, don't let someone tell you that, you're wrong for wanting to go to therapy, or so you're crazy if you try to go to therapy, because little do you know, they're being tormented by their demons every single night, and they want you to be just as miserable as they are. Like, you have to be able to read between the lines. You can't just take everything at face value. That people are projecting, people are hurting, and they want you to stay stuck like they're stuck. But you can't. You have to see through it and have a mind for yourself and want to have better for yourself and go after it. Stop putting yourself around people who you know don't like you. Let me say it again. Stop putting yourself around people who you know do not like you. You're over here too busy, you know, trying to prove them wrong, or, you know, flex on them like, oh, this is my new business venture, or, you know, this is my recent accomplishment. You know they're going to hate on you regardless, so why are you even welcoming that negative energy into your space? Like, the more you heal, the more sensitive you'll become to negative energy. Like, I really realized this past year. Like, I was never the type of person like, oh, your energy's off, but no, like, I can literally sense it now when somebody literally energy is off, and I'm staying far away from them, because people can be very cynical. Like, something about you is really irritating them and irritating their spirit, and they can't even control it. So you need to stay far away from them, because some people are truly hateful and truly crazy and will really try to, you know, plot on your downfall. So don't even expose yourself to that negative energy and that negative criticism when you know it's going to be negative regardless. And out of all the things I say in this video, this is probably one of the most important to me personally in terms of my personal growth and not caring about what people think about me. And that's to know who you are and whose you are. And what I mean by that is that you have to view yourself the way that the Lord views you. You have to believe what your Father says about you, not random people. Like, the opinions of humans have no real weight. They hold no real weight in the grand scheme of things, and y'all have to realize that. And I really just want to share this verse with you guys really quick. Don't mind me, I'm going to be looking down, so I'm reading from my computer, but it's Galatians 1:10. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ. And I just think that this verse is so powerful, because it just reminds me how if we truly find our identity in Christ, we're not going to be worried about, you know, what the next person has to say about us, because we're going to be too focused on fulfilling the calling that God has on our life and walking out our purpose and truly embodying who God says that we are, not man. And what y'all have to realize is that people's opinions are constantly changing. Like, people are very superficial. Like, one minute they talking bad about you, next thing you know, you got some clout and it's a whole nother story. Like, oh, well, I don't even like her hair texture anyway. Oh, she thinks she can do hair. It's not even all that. Let you start doing some celebrity's hair. Next thing you know, they in your DMs, hey girl, you know I make bonnets. You think you could put me on? Like, girl, wasn't you just saying my stuff was trash? Superficial. I say all that to say that, you know, we can't put our identity and how we view ourselves into constantly changing things. Like, the only thing we can truly place our worth and our identity into is God, and because He is unchanging. Like, God does not switch up on us ever, and we can, you know, take heart in the fact that He's gonna always be constant, and that we can place our identity in something that is strong, a strong foundation that's never gonna change. Like, that's what you have to do, because if you're constantly letting other people who are literally wish-washy dictate your life and how you view yourself, you're going to be just like them, and you're never going to have a real sense of identity and constantly be letting people tell you who you are. And what y'all have to realize is that people are going to talk about you regardless. You could be a freaking saint, feed the homeless every single weekend. Somebody's still gonna have something bad to say about you. Never curse a day in your life, they're still gonna be talking about you. Oh, she thinks she's too good to curse? Oh, but I know she be doing this. Like, people are crazy, okay? So you cannot let people dictate your life, because they're going to talk crap regardless whether you're doing good or bad. So you might as well just be authentic to you and be the best version of yourself for you, not for other people. And another pro tip that I would say is to honestly take breaks from social media from time to time, because social media has just opened up this huge black hole of people just honestly giving their unsolicited opinions, and they can hide behind their phone, they can hide behind their computer, and you're just stuck there, you know, feeling sad about what they said. So it's important, you know, take breaks. And with that, honestly, when you are on social media, stop sharing every detail of your life and your plans, because you're just giving people more fuel, like more stuff to talk about. You have to protect your energy, especially like your future and your plans. Like, literally say less and do more. And I know that's hard to do, because, you know, sometimes you just want to, you know, share good news with someone, or girl, like, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that, and like get like good feedback. But what you have to realize is that not everybody has good intentions for you, and not everyone's gonna be happy for you. And it's sad to say, but you have to protect your heart and protect your dreams. And just sometimes in general, especially on social media, we may put certain people on a certain pedestal, and then with that we end up giving them the false authority to judge us. So like I said, just be very cognizant of what you're sharing on the internet. And, you know, and if you are going to share certain things, you need to make sure you're protecting your heart, protecting your mind, and not letting, you know, negative energy or negative feedback affect how you're going to go about your own ventures, about your own plans, you know, or more importantly, how you view yourself and your capabilities. And with all of that, the main thing I just want to harp on is just be authentic to yourself. Like, do what makes you happy, you know, do what brings you joy, because if you like it, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what other people think. Like, I believe that honestly the true key to life is just honestly be able to be unapologetically authentic, unapologetically you. Like, live your life for you, not for other people. Because like I said earlier in the video, if you're constantly worried about what people have to say about you, you're going to be bogged down and you can never truly live free. Like, the time we have on this earth is so short. And I feel like, you know, with everything that's been happening these past 2 years has revealed that more than ever. So we don't have time to be bogged down by what other people have to say about us, or putting ourselves in a box, dimming our own light because of what other people think. Like, who cares what they got to say, honey? Who cares? Who cares? These people don't hold any real weight. Find your identity in yourself and in your savior. And I just want to close out this video by sharing this tweet that I saw. This girl was like, I'm going to start calling people's opinions of me fan theories. Like, I really was like, that's a word. Like, people really be fans, y'all. And y'all are letting them be on this big pedestal. Like, people really be obsessed. And they just like want to be able to give their 2 cents, their unsolicited opinions. Keep your distance and keep yourself, you know, on your little pedestal. Like, I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my energy. Yeah, you can say whatever. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but I also have the freedom to, you know, believe what is true and believe and know who I am for myself. And y'all know how the saying goes, what people say about you is none of your business. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and share it with someone who you know could really benefit from this video, like who struggles with, you know, really taking on the burden of others' opinions constantly and letting it skew how they view themselves. Like, we're working our self-love all 2022, y'all. Like, we have to know who we are for ourselves and really believe how amazing we are and go out in the world every day and prove that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and make sure you subscribe for more self-love and personal development content. Bye. Peace and blessings.